ounce bottles of baby formula have been flown into this country to help take the pressure off families in California and nationwide. Pressure caused by an unprecedented supply crisis. That crisis, you may recall, stemmed from a contamination issue at Abbott Labs in Michigan, and the ripple effects were devastating. One of those who struggled through that crisis as a new dad and as a federal lawmaker is California's District 9 Congressman Josh Harder, who is with me now live with word on efforts surrounding a new investigation. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
Yeah, a whistleblower went to the FDA about contamination problems at Abbott's Sturgis, Michigan plant in October of 2021. Recalls began in February of 2022. The Justice Department started looking into the problems long after that, after two babies died. What has just developed about all of this in Congress? What's happening now?
It's hard to think of an industry that has failed the general public more than the baby formula industry over the last 2 years. First, as you said, they had inadequate protections against contaminants in their factories, which led to babies being sick, kids actually dying, and then a shortage when those factories were closed down to make sure that folks could be protected. I was placed on a wait list with my baby, and so we went through this like so many families across our area. But now the Department of Justice and the Federal Trade Commission have launched a new investigation into corrupt dealings and collusion. It seems that these same companies have basically put in place some shoddy contracts with state governments that have built taxpayers out of potentially hundreds of millions of dollars. This industry has failed us one time too many.
As much as you shared that this situation just bothered you as one of our federal lawmakers, you, as you just talked about, were a new dad to baby Lily, now 15 months old. When all of this got started, your family being on a wait list for formula, just recount for viewers what that time was like for you personally when this crisis was at its worst.
It's harrowing. I mean, imagine being a new parent going from grocery store to grocery store with a screaming kid in the back seat who's hungry and just wants food and not being able to actually find it. Going in grocery stores and seeing the shelves completely empty, and then going online and being placed on waiting list after waiting list. That's what my wife and I were in the midst of. Luckily, we had a lot of friends and family members who stepped forward. We had friends that had stockpiled baby formula before, but a lot of folks didn't have that luxury. This was a big problem. And of course, in some ways, we were the lucky ones. The real folks that suffered were the kids who actually had that contaminated baby formula to begin with. I mean, it was completely unacceptable in the scale of the tragedy across the country.
In part, the Biden administration addressed this crisis by allowing formula to be flown into America from other countries. More than 24 companies applied to bring that formula here. We're talking about companies like Bubs Australia and Kendamil from the UK. The waivers in place for those companies to be able to do that were originally only supposed to be valid until November of last year. What's the status on those kind of waivers and just general permission for foreign suppliers to be in this market now?
It's still really difficult to find high quality European or Australian baby formula in the United States. It's way too hard. And I think what we've seen right now with our local domestic producers is they can't get this right. They have one bad faith action after another, either introducing contaminants into their factories or actually having huge collusion practices, stealing hundreds of millions of dollars from taxpayers. And so what I'd like to see is not just an immediate congressional investigation of these actions, but full-scale reform of this industry from top to bottom. Let's allow real importation from countries that have very strong safeguards in their baby formula market. Let's allow baby formula from Europe, not just temporarily, but permanently, and create some competition so we don't continue to go to the lowest price bidders for food that our kids desperately need to be safe and high quality.
What's the next step for stabilizing and diversifying this market as far as what the federal government can do?
There's real criminal penalties here if these companies are found guilty of collusion. What I want to happen next is I want to have these CEOs come and face the general public. I want to have them testify in Congress, answer the tough questions about why this industry is so broken. But second, we can't be shielding these companies. I think a lot of folks don't realize there's really only 3 baby formula makers that compete on these contracts. It's not a real mystery why this market is so broken when there's so little competition. And so that's why I think allowing a little bit more competition, allowing some of these exports from abroad to come in, as long as they meet our safety requirements, will actually light some fire under these companies and make sure that they act the right way.
Biggest lesson we should be learning out of what families across this country had to suffer through during the shortage?
Monopolies are terrible, and companies that have failed us once will fail us again if we don't get it right. Abbott has lost our trust. They lost it 2 years ago in the midst of a shortage, and they're losing it right now in the midst of this collusion. Let's make sure that we don't ask the same questions a year from now when they find themselves in another crisis.
All righty, Congressman Harder joining me live this morning. Thank you so much for this update on trying to straighten out what's happening with the baby formula supply. We appreciate you.
Thank you.